What you doing, Troy?
And here we are again for Husky Huddle. Coach Schumann is playing with Troy, who got his braces off. An amazing accomplishment. They're so irritating.
Did you have them?
No, but I know people who have, and it's just a disruption. It's just so frustrating.
I never had them.
Yeah, it's irritating. It's very irritating. You can't eat certain foods. You got to wear a certain mouthpiece. So I completely understand what he would be going through.
So how was Nashville?
Oh, Nashville was insane. Nashville was insane.
I saw you guys had a lot of people there, huh?
Yeah, we had a lot of guys there. We had a lot of guys there.
I'm eating, by the way, my lunch. Well,
that's normal. You normally like to eat. That's okay. That's okay. No, it was a fantastic trip. I was dreading it going in because I'm like, why the fuck? Why are we going to Nashville?
Right.
Who picked Nashville? I wasn't expecting it to be a party town.
Nash Vegas, baby. Nash Vegas.
Oh my God. And it killed me because there's levels everywhere. You got to go to the rooftop every time. I'm climbing stairs, walking around. I didn't like all that. I'm sweating.
You were sweating.
Oh, I was sweating.
It's hot there.
It was hot there. It was exceptionally hot there. I should have.
Did you go to? What'd you go to?
Oh, the Kid Rock place.
Is that Nashville Station or whatever the heck?
It's on that Broadway street.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was on Broadway. We went. I can't even remember the places we went to. I just know I sang karaoke at the Wild Beaver Saloon.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, the Wild Beaver Saloon. We went there. Whiskey Blues, we went there. Whiskey something, Whiskey Bob's, honky tonk this and honky tonk that. We went there. Yeah, we went so many freaking places. It was insane. That strip, like there's you can't go anywhere where there's not like 3 bands playing live music. Because every bar has multiple levels and they'll have different bands on different levels. That's the only thing that drove me nuts. I don't like country music.
No, you don't?
No. And I don't like, I mean, I would have liked to have gone to a bar that didn't have live music. Everywhere had live music. Never seen anything like it.
Oh, that's what makes Nashville great.
No, I mean every bar, like every bar has live music. Like, yeah, can't there be 1 or 2 bars that doesn't have live music? Where the barbecue was good. I'm not a barbecue guy, but really? I got some nice barbecue. Yeah.
What do you like?
Well, I'm Italian. I like Italian food.
Italian. Do you like what kind of music do you like?
I do podcasts. I don't really listen to music.
You don't really listen to music?
No, I don't like music these days. I think the music today is awful.
Oh, well, what kind of music did you like in the past?
Soft rock.
Oh, like yacht rock?
Richard Marx. I used to like Richard Marx. Bryan Adams.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys. I used to love the Backstreet Boys. Yeah. Jewel was my favorite. Rock,
like Christopher Cross?
Yeah, sure. Jewel.
Kenny Loggins?
Kenny Loggins, of course. Jewel was my favorite. Jewel was my favorite growing up.
Jewel? Interesting.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to meet Jewel when I was working at Joe D's station. 96.5 TIC. Right. He was on 1080, and I was doing marketing and promotions for him, and we did promotions for Jewel when she came in. And my boss told me, she says, because she knows I like to hug everyone. She's like, Steve, I know you're going to want to. You cannot hug Jewel. We are going to let you go to the meet and greet. You can't hug her. So I go to the meet and greet. I have a t-shirt on that's 3 sizes too small. And I'm with 12-year-old girls and old women. And then there's me. I look like a special needs person. If you looked at the crowd that was there and then saw me, I just look like a big special needs kid. And I met her. She walked by. I wasn't allowed to touch her. I just said, hello, you're my hero. I love your music. And it's a dream of mine to meet you. My dream in life is to meet 2 people, Jewel and Hulk Hogan. I got to meet Jewel. I haven't got to meet Hogan yet. But Hogan has like a couple of my tweets on Twitter because I called him out and said, if you don't like it, I'm just going to keep harassing and tagging you. So he liked a couple of my posts. When I went to his beat shop and applied for a job, I went to Hogan's beat shop in Tampa, and my friend Ed and I got in the wrestling ring and took pictures, and I applied for a job. Never got a call. You're muted.
Really?
Yeah, I never got called back.
Would you have been
I filled out the application and everything.
Would you have taken the job if you got it?
Well, they said that they don't hire they don't hire wrestling fans for obvious reasons, because he makes appearances there. He's there a lot. So if you're, they obviously figured out I was a wrestling fan. So.
Well, who would they want to hire then?
People who don't know anything about wrestling and don't care. And, because of all the memorabilia there and all the pictures we took, and it was obvious I was a wrestling fan. So I think that got me eliminated. It was very disappointing. I just wanted a call back. Yeah, I filled out the application. The application was like 3 pages long. But yeah, I met Jewel. She looked at me like I had 10 heads and said, hi, it's nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. She looked like she was cut out of a magazine. She just looked so perfect and pristine.
But you should have been able to hug her because she's a tree hugger.
I know. I towered over her. She's little. Oh, and right. They just warned me. They said, because I would hug everyone at work. They said, you can't hug her. Just don't do it. Don't do it. They said, we'll let you save your soul. Yeah, that's it. And I told her I saw her at Woodstock. I made all my friends go when she played at Woodstock, and we barreled and got up front. And I told her that. She didn't seem to care. But yeah, it was amazing. I got to meet Jewel, even though I probably terrified her. Probably thought I was a stalker. I don't know, but yeah, I got to meet Jewel. And I don't sing country, so I sang karaoke in Nashville.
Okay.
And I'll send you the video.
I thought.
Oh, you did see the video. See, I got the girls rocking out. They loved it. Lionel Richie all night long. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know any country songs that I could pull off.
Oh, no.
Garth Brooks I can do.
You can probably do Garth Brooks. I got friends in low places.
No, I did the Dance by Garth Brooks.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah. I did the Dance. But I was really intoxicated first night. So yeah.
Jewel looks good for her age.
Yeah, yeah, she does. She does. She was on. I thought she was on The Voice.
Oh,
I
wow,
thought
she's
she
my
did.
age. She's 50.
Is she 50? Wow, I didn't know she was that old. I thought she was around my age.
Yeah,
But
she was.
yeah,
I thought she was a '90s singer.
yeah, she was. That was her heyday. That was her heyday. Then she tried some country, and she's been around the block. But yeah, Jewel was awesome. I didn't try to sing Jewel. I was either gonna try to troll everyone and sing a Backstreet Boys song and get booed, or I did Lionel Richie All Night Long and got the place rocking. Nobody could follow me. It was just complete domination.
Jewel is from Alaska.
Yes, she is. She is. She is from
Her
Alaska.
father is the star. Is one of the stars of Alaska: The Last Frontier.
Yep. Yep. She came all the way from Alaska. Jewel is her real name. Jewel Clincher, I think her name was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's married. But I would
Her
throw my
father
name
is a
in.
known celebrity in the state of Alaska. He writes and sings his own songs about life experience. He's also a known yodeler.
Yeah, Jewel yodels too. Very good yodeler.
Father was a
yodeler.
yodeler. And
Yeah.
then he traveled the state yodeling with his daughter Jewel.
Yeah. She played at that venue in Connecticut. I can't think of the name of it. But it was like a house. It was indoor. It was an indoor place. It was a big time like event center, and I loved it. I loved every second of it.
She's also a Mormon, Jewel.
What?
Her father's a
Jewel-
Mormon. So she must be a
Jules,
Mormon,
there's Mormons in Alaska?
I guess.
I thought she was like an Eskimo. I didn't know she was a Mormon. That's rough. Or
Wow.
very rough being a Mormon. What do you want?
Very
You're on our Wikipedia page?
What?
Are you on her Wikipedia page?
Well, now I'm on her father's Wikipedia page.
I didn't know her father had a Wikipedia page.
He does.
Oh, okay.
Her father, the Kilcher family, not Jewel, she doesn't live there anymore, but the Kilcher family owned the famous homestead in Alaska.
Oh, well,
And they are the stars of the series that started in 2011 called Alaska: The Frontier.
Frontier, right.
And it follows their family who basically lives off the land.
Yes, I knew that. I did know that. But I mean, Dave, you and I could be stars in Alaska.
No, well, the series is a Discovery Channel series, 11 seasons.
Yes, but I'm saying that it's Alaska, like you.
All right,
you
well, let's talk what we came to talk, because now that we warmed everybody up, I got my son harassing me in the background. He wants to hear us talk the draft.
Well, the obvious major news is Shedeur Sanders.
Sure.
The epic fall that he had was quite shocking. I thought when the Giants traded up in the first round, I thought they were going to take him, because they spent the most time around him and the most, really, I would say, money scouting him.
Although Jackson Dart,
The Jackson Dart was a great pick, and we talked about how
most that are late in the draft.
He had moved up the last month or so.
Right.
did I never expected him to have a free fall like he did.
Yes.
And they said it was the most epic free fall in draft history.
Really?
Yeah, they said there's never been a fall like that because I mean, nobody, even his worst detractors had him ranked as a second round pick. I mean, his worst detractors had him ranked as a second round pick. Nobody thought that he would be picked in the 5th round. Hold on. Hey, Jamal. Yeah, I'm on a show right now. You want to say hi? Yeah, we're doing Husky Huddle. We're talking about UConn football.
Always a great thing. UConn football. Always the best. I was actually calling for about a player that I'm representing.
Oh, you are. I'm on with Coach Schumann right now, and you're from Jersey.
Okay.
You're from Jersey.
I am a Jersey guy
And,
all the way through.
And that's where Dave lives. Dave lives in Jersey. Dave is Dave's a UConn alum.
All right, that's awesome.
Who,
I think me and Dave are connected on Facebook.
You are. You probably are.
Yeah.
Who's the player you're talking about?
The superstar receiver, Jaden.
Oh, Jaden. Yes. We saw his film.
Yeah. Just got offered by a Big Ten school.
Wow. Who Northwestern offered him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. And
Northwestern and Penn State reached out about him.
And we still haven't offered him yet.
We're not.
Yeah. We'll I'll call you after. We'll have a talk. I can't believe he just got offered by Penn State and Northwestern.
No, he didn't get offered by Penn State. He just got offered by Northwestern.
Okay.
Penn State reached out about him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he visited UConn and UConn didn't offer him. It just blows my mind because they don't. Yeah, they want to take transfers. That's crazy. All right, I'll
just like two receivers.
Oh, that's right. Did they really?
Yeah, two of the younger guys.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a call when I'm done here.
Hey, but this is a good question for your podcast, right? This is about the NIL and support and stuff like that.
Good. Coach Schumann's an expert.
Let me ask you a question while I'm on your show. Maybe Dave can help. When it comes to the collective bargaining, is there wiggle room to bargain for an incoming freshman, highly recruited guy, to get him more money, or does the market determine how much incoming freshman receiver is worth?
What was the question?
He wants to know if there's wiggle room to bargain on your NIL deal as an incoming freshman, or
your collective money that you normally get from the collective.
Yeah,
are you able to negotiate that?
Yeah, can you negotiate your NIL money from the collective?
Yes.
And I would say yes, you can. But I mean, they do base it off the market of how much receivers are being paid by other teams.
But yeah, you could obviously.
But a Big Ten, a lower Big Ten, because let's face it, like their Northwestern team, they're not as competitive as the Penn State, Ohio State, the Oregon.
Well, no, financially, no. Right. No, financially, no. They're not going to have the NIL money that those schools will have. But can you negotiate it? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they're going to have a general manager who sets a number,
right?
And they probably go off of that. But the Big Ten has a lot of money coming in financially, and if the lawsuit with the NCAA goes through, they're going to be able to pay kids directly from the school based off of television revenue, because the Big Ten has a big television contract. That's currently in court right now, being decided by a judge, which is going to happen in the next few weeks. So you'll know whether, he'll be able to get paid by their collective, but he also may be able to get paid by the school as well.
All right.
So you just got to wait and see. And when they offer him, whoever you're dealing with, that's what you have to ask. Are you really wearing those sunglasses, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You've offered some great advice. Thank you, Dave. But yeah, you can negotiate, absolutely. Whoever offered him, you gotta, like, Dave, what's the question that you would ask if you received an offer as a freshman? What's the follow-up
Incoming
question?
freshman? As an incoming freshman?
He's going into a senior year of high school.
And he received an NIL deal from some school?
He received an offer from Northwestern.
Northwestern has offered it.
And he has other offers as well, but Northwestern would be his biggest. So
Northwestern is currently the biggest, but West Virginia is coming in too. They've been on his bumper for a while, and he's got all this momentum. So I wouldn't be surprised if Maryland follows up and Rutgers follows up after the Northwestern.
Yeah, I sent you the film on the kid. It's Jaden McDuffie. I told you about him earlier. But what's a follow-up question you would ask once you receive the offer from the coach from the school about the NIL deal? Do you just come right out and say, so how much are we talking? Is there money on top of it? What would you ask? Are you still, Dave? Are you falling asleep?
No. What would I ask? I was thinking. So from an NIL standpoint, I would have to know what the number is, and I would have to try to get an independent assessment of what what my value is. Like, what my value is as an NIL, because the thing you want to be careful of is you don't want to leave money on the table, but you also don't want to overshoot your value, because then what can happen is you can have what happened to Nico Amaleva. Like, they'll just say, see ya. So you have to really understand what the value of the player is. And if you understand what the value of the player is, then you can make a better decision from that standpoint. Negotiating it, you absolutely can. Like I said, you got to get an independent evaluation of what that value is. Because then if it basically is the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. How much are they willing to pay? I don't know if you know that or not. But being able to figure out as much what his actual value is, then that'll dictate to you if you're going to have some wiggle room. Because if that school rejects you, then you'll have another school that you can go to that's going to get you something similar.
Right. So he obviously has to ask what's the value to you, Northwestern, as a school? How much money do you have? What are you willing to pay?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's kind of how you have to handle it. We're in a new era. Like, I think you have to ask, okay, what is coming with this scholarship? Are we getting NIL money? Are you going to offer some kind of payment towards him and go from there? Because you got to be fully transparent. That's the biggest thing. They offered him, so when you're offered as a junior, it's April, so that's still relatively early. I think that means he's obviously one of the top players. So they may not have a ton of money, but they can escalate it over the 4 years. Most schools don't sign multi-year NIL deals.
Right.
He'll get a 1 year NIL deal, and then after that year, he can obviously renegotiate for more. But you have to just be aggressive with it and ask the question, okay, you offered the scholarship. Is there anything else coming with it? Are we getting any money? And not say it in a asshole way like some other parents do. Just say it, I'm new to this. I just want to know how your process works and how you're evaluating him for financial reasons. And then they'll tell you. They'll tell you if this, hey, we're Northwestern, we focus on education and scholarships, and we don't do a lot of NIL deals, then you'll know. But you got to be aggressive with whoever is recruiting him and find out his value to the university. That's what I would tell you, because that's a bigger offer, and that's an education that'll last you 40 years. Northwestern graduates, they have a strong alumni base that will take care of him. So they may not, but Northwestern's one of the schools that applied to union. Dave's falling asleep. Northwestern's one of the schools that applied to unionize. So be aggressive, be transparent, and don't beat around the bush. Just ask what else is coming with this offer. Are there any financial implications involved? And then you'll know. All right, but
advice, man. I like that format, man. Call in and get your answer question.
Dave, that's what we should do. We should have a question answer period. But yeah, try that. I'll give you a call when I'm off, okay?
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, bye. Hey, you can wake up now.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's got a point. I mean, the kid got offered. I showed you the film. The film's incredible. He was the state wide receiver player of the year. He's 6'4". He's projected to be 6'6". UConn had him on a visit. We didn't offer him because we don't take freshmen. And Jamal coaches him and is helping him try to navigate the process. And Jamal is bringing him up to camp. He's taking him to some of the camps.
Yeah, I know. So
that is tricky. Like, I mean, hey, they called, they offered him verbally. How do you go about asking for money? Or if they're going to offer you money, would you expect them to tell you that when they offer you?
that would have to come up in the offer.
That's what that's what I was thinking too. I'm thinking if they're offering you, they're going to tell you that, hey, we're going to give you $50,000 a year, $50,000 for your first year. That's what I would believe. So if it didn't come, but Northwestern is a school, I don't know that they have a massive collective. But anyway, I just thought it was funny to put Jamal on because he's been calling me, and he didn't know I was in Nashville. But UConn, Chase Lunt got drafted in the 6th round by the Buffalo Bills. I thought that, he was projected undrafted. But here's another situation where he missed. He could have played in the East-West Shrine or the Senior Bowl.
Right.
He couldn't play because he got hurt in the bowl game. And he couldn't do a lot in the combine because he was injured. So that, he could have been drafted higher. He's a big bastard. And UConn averaged 200 yards rushing, and he was a big part of that. And he gave up 0 sacks on the year, which is unheard of in my mind. Now, we didn't play the greatest competition, but 0 sacks is 0 sacks. And he gave up 1 QB hit. And he went in the 6th round. Shedeur Sanders is obviously a different story. he was projected, if we go back, like I said, to February and March, he was projected between the top 5. Someone in the top 5 was going to take him. And nobody did. And the lowest most people had him falling was to 9 with the Saints. Saints didn't take him. And the funniest part about it, well, it's not funny, but I do find some humor in it, is that he got a prank call. Did you hear about that? You want me to do the show by myself? Okay. So Jeff Albright is the defensive coordinator. He's the defensive coordinator. And
what do you think about that whole
I think it's hilarious, first of all. But the Jeff Albright left his iPad open, and his 21-year-old son found the number for Shedeur Sanders and pranked him as the Saints were on the clock, saying, hey, we love you, and we want to take you. And Shedeur's response was, "Let's be great together." And this person pretending to be Mickey Loomis, the GM of the Saints. First of all, I
used to deal with him. He was great.
First of all, I don't know how a 21-year-old can pretend, like, do a voice of a 50-year-old, GM, whatever, and be believable. He said, "We're going to take you, but you just wait a little bit longer." Click, and he hung up. And that is when the Saints in the second round drafted Tyler Slough, the quarterback from Louisville.
Right.
So that blew my mind. They drafted so many quarterbacks before him. Jalen Milroe from Alabama, who I didn't think was that good. The Browns drafted a quarterback in the 4th round, or the third. Was it the 3rd round? The 3rd round.
They took Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, from Oregon, who wasn't close to Shedeur. And again, it seemed like, if you read any of the articles, that management did, like, even the GM, they took the picture of the GM and the coach's face when he got picked.
Yeah, I saw that. He wasn't really thrilled.
And everyone in the room just looked fucking miserable.
Yeah,
they're all like, we're taking this guy, really? Andrew Berry, who other than the Deshaun Watson debacle, which he wasn't really part of, it was the Haslams, the owners, that made that decision. Andrew Berry drafts pretty well, I think. And of course Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper in his draft grades gave the Browns like an A-, because Mel Kiper was the one going nuts that Shedeur had not been picked yet. He said he was disgusted. He was, I don't know what's going on.
They don't know what they're doing.
He's supposed to be an independent evaluator.
He sounds like a Shedeur advocate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing about that was independent. I mean, he was obviously lobbying for the guys, calling out scouts and GMs. I thought that was ridiculous, and I don't know why Mel Kiper had such a stake. Like, was he getting a cut of Shedeur's money? Like, what the hell? And then, The Athletic, I like reading The Athletic. Their expert wrote an article and said Shedeur should try to go back to school and play another year.
Does he have any more eligibility?
No, but everyone who sues the NCAA wins. So he could say that, his freshman year, he wasn't allowed to get NIL money, so he deserves one more year of eligibility. And they were saying that he should transfer and play away from his father. and tear it up.
So he could prove.
So he could prove that he is the real deal and that he wasn't protected by his father.
I don't know.
Don't you think that would have been a good move?
That'd be a great move for him.
Because he's making far less than he would have made if he stayed in college another year.
Far less. I don't know.
His contract is for $1.4 million over 4 years. So he's making far less.
Did Riley Leonard get drafted?
Riley Leonard. No, I don't think he did.
He was great.
Yeah, he was great. Okay.
Shedeur Sanders. Pro Football Focus had him rated very highly.
And then UConn, we got another transfer. We brought in.
Him drafted?
Yeah, I just went over that, you fuck.
Who got drafted again?
Chase Lunt.
What round did he go?
The 6th round.
Okay. And where'd he go to? Buffalo Bills, right?
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills?
Dave, I apologize. I have to cut this short.
What happened?
I have a visitor that I have to speak with.
What?
I have a visitor that just came. I have to speak with. I apologize.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back at life.
I guess I'll take it over. I'll take my sunglasses off. Let's get some real draft analysis now. So, yeah, UConn had Chase Lunt went in the 6th round to the Buffalo Bills. Let's go now. Let's go to breakdown. Chase Lunt is 6'8", 3. Let's see what he was. 305 pounds. From Texas. He was, Buffalo Bills. He was drafted, but he was drafted in the 6th round, 206 pick of the NFL draft. I think that was the only draft pick for UConn. Let me see if anybody else got drafted. Or signed. NFL draft. So we got. So post draft, UConn, besides Chase Lunt, UConn had Malik Dixon Williams. I think got picked up for the Los Angeles Rams as a defensive back. He had 6 interceptions, 200 tackles. That's a great opportunity for him. And then Valentin Sin of the Arizona Cardinals will go to the Arizona Cardinals, 3 years so starter on the offensive line. So it's actually 2 linemen, including Chase Lunt and Valentin Sin, getting picked up. TJ Sheffield got an invitation to Tennessee Titans rookie minicamp. And I think that was all that was picked up. We thought maybe the linebackers would get an opportunity, but I don't think we saw that. All right, let's go through a couple of things draft-wise now that we don't have Steve on anymore. Let's break down the Giants draft first, and then we'll do the Jets. The Giants, let's see here. Let's get out of this. Giants NFL draft, New York Giants NFL draft picks. First of all, Jackson Dart, I think, in the first round, then moving up to get Jackson Dart was a good pick. I think the things that they did there, the history with Ole Miss, not that it matters, and the Giants is good. This is the third quarterback that's expected to be a starter for them eventually. Obviously, the Giants also have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, but Jackson Dart could end up being a starter. That was the second pick the Giants had. They got drafted, moved up to get him. Abdul Carter from Penn State was a great draft pick, maybe the best player in the draft as a defensive player, edge draft. Darius Alexander, defensive tackle from Toledo, is a physical specimen. Cam Skattebo, the do-all-everything running back from Arizona State, I think is a good pick in the fourth round. He probably will be a good third down back. He probably's got to do a lot of different things. I think he can run the ball for them. They do have a need at the running back position. Thomas Fidone from Nebraska was taken as tight end, as a run block tight end. And then Corey Black, cornerback from Oklahoma State. The background draft picks, seventh round, are usually guys that take flyers on, and a lot of times don't stick. But if we're looking at the first 5 rounds, including Marcus Embo, offensive line, I think that the Giants did an overall a pretty good job. I would say a minus grade as far as how they did from a draft standpoint. New York Jets NFL draft. We'll see. But let's take a look at their first pick was an offensive lineman, which I thought was a very good pick. Armand Membu. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. In the first round with the 7th pick, they need offensive lineman. They picked Mason Taylor, who was a very good tight end for LSU. He can run, he can block. He's a good pass catcher. Azaria Thomas, Florida State cornerback. Don't know a ton about him, but Florida State had a rough year last year, but he was very good the year before with them when they were undefeated. I took him in the 3rd round. They took Arian Smith from Georgia, very good receiver, good route runner. He's got good speed. In the 4th round, they took Malachi Moore, who I love, captain, Alabama, safety. And in the 4th round, they took linebacker Francisco Mulgua. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, from Miami, as well as Tyler Barron from Miami, both in the 5th round overall. So they shored up the defense a little bit more, probably replacing some players that they lost in free agency, shored up the offensive line. So I think, they got decent picks. I would say a B plus rating for the Jets, a good rating. I thought the Giants had a little better draft than the Jets, but I thought Jets had a good overall draft. I think they're going to go with this image of toughness and being physical, and that's what they're looking for, those kind of guys. So that works out real well. Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys NFL draft picks as we run through it. The NFL draft picks for the Cowboys. First round, Tyler Booker, fantastic draft pick on the offensive line, right in line with all the great offensive linemen that have come through the Cowboys. Great pick. Donovan Azariku, edge rusher, excellent pick. 3rd round, Siobhan Revel Jr. I'm not sure. I don't really know him too well, but they need to shore up the defensive backfield anyway. A Jaden Blue running back. They need to shore up the running back room. So they picked him and Phil Maffa, both a little bit of reach picks from that standpoint. Phil was picked in the 7th round. In the 5th round, linebacker Shamar James. So they've really shored up the defense again. The defense should be tough. And then they've got another tackle at Johnny Cornelius in the 6th round. So they got a guard and a tackle. And then Jay Toyoa in the 7th round as a defensive tackle. And then Tommy Akingbesoti. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 draft picks. I hope the Cowboys have done a good job. I would give the Cowboys with their draft a B+. Pretty solid overall draft, addressing most of the offensive and defensive needs, especially on the line. Shador still on the board. I think some of these things are hilarious. How people think Shador still on the board here. It's so overall, I think that those picks were really good. So let's talk a little bit more some of the other teams that really did a good job in the NFL draft. Some of the top NFL draft pick overall this year. And I think Shador Sanders, listen to me, overall, Shador probably, I don't know that he was a 5th round player, but I don't know when those interviews, there's stuff coming out now that he didn't take it as seriously as he should have with some of the teams. That's a problem. That information gets spread throughout the NFL, and then people start to get an assumption of how somebody is. Shador Sanders is going to have to go into the Browns and show that he's a guy. There's 2 quarterbacks, a room that anybody can win the quarterback position, but also the opportunity that really the truth is they could trade them away or get rid of them at any time. So let's take a look at where Cam Ward went. It's amazing because Cam Ward might have gotten the least coverage of any first overall number 1 pick in the history of the NFL because of the Shador situation. I don't think that was very fair to Cam Ward, but I thought Tennessee as a whole, obviously having the earlier pick, having the first overall pick, they did a great job in picking Cam Ward. That's probably the best person that they could have gotten. Let's see here. Okay, let's go to the Titans. Boom. So the Titans took, there we go, Cam Ward, who I really like. He's going to be starter for them right away. Oluwafemi Aladeju from UCLA, who had an excellent career there. He's got excellent physicality. He's got good speed off the ball. He's a decent pass rusher. Kevin Winston Jr. at safety. That'll be a solid pick. Chimere Dike from Florida, wide receiver, should be able to help them right away. Gunnar Helm, a great pick from Texas at tight end. Fantastic pick. One of the best tight ends definitely in the draft. Alec Iomaner from Stanford, wide receiver. I think that was an excellent pick. He actually, most people might remember him tearing up Travis Hunter when Colorado played Stanford, and he had that big game against him. Jackson Slater from Sacramento State, an offensive guard. So they're picking up and shoring up the spot on the offensive line. Marcus Harris, cornerback from California. Don't know a whole bunch about him. Originally was, I think, a walk-on, but really came around and was a late-round pick. And then their late-round pick was Khalil Mullings, a former linebacker who was a running back late into 2022 season. He's a guy that physical downhill runner, big guy, 230 pounds. He's going to have to be able to pass block. He's going to have to play the H-back spot. He's a good, solid athlete. Titans had 3 really good picks. I think overall I'd probably give them like a B plus in that standpoint. The only other team that I really wanted to break down today for the draft is the Super Bowl champs. Let's see what they got. The Philadelphia Eagles. Great pick in the first round, Jahad Campbell from Alabama, 6'3", 235. He's an inside tackles guy, but he can run. Andrew Makuba from safety from Texas. He was a big playmaker. Ty Robinson, in the 4th round from Nebraska, defensive tackle, physical guy. That was their best thing, was their interior. Mac McWilliams, a UCF's cornerback. Don't know a ton about him. Had a 4.41 40-yard dash. Shmail Munden, junior linebacker from Georgia. Again, another important defensive pickup for them. Drew Kendall, center from Boston College. Fantastic center. He's a guy that is going to be a viable backup for them. Kyle McCord, again, another viable backup. He did a great job for Syracuse last year, was at Ohio State the year before. Miles Hinton at offensive tackle, and Cameron Williams at offensive tackle, shore of the offensive line position, both from a depth position and replace some guys. But it's 3 guys on offensive line, so smart. Virginia Tech, they took in the last pick in the 6th round. They had 4 picks in the 6th round. This was their last one. Antoine Powell Ryland, who was an excellent end defender, off the edge physical. He's got excellent speed. I actually give them, for what they had, I would say an A- draft. The Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman really does a great job of making those picks, and that's what makes them different. So, fantastic job overall, and we will catch you next time. That's some brief NFL draft analysis. Both UConn with the Giants, Jets, Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles. Till next time.